Do you struggle with negative self-talk? Does it hold you back? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you a couple of key strategies that are neuroscience-based that will help you to harness the power of positive self-talk in your life. Negative self-talk is a pervasive issue that many people face, often without even realizing it. You see, our inner dialogue can often be critical, discouraging, and even harsh, and it undermines our motivation, our self-confidence, and our ability to make a positive effect on the lives of other people. As an executive coach, I've worked with numerous leaders to improve their negative self-talk and make it more positive. Most of my clients don't even realize the magnitude of damage that their natural self-talk is having on them. It's not uncommon to find that self-talk, this negative self-talk, that it leads to overall issues with well-being, and it is a significant contributor to depression and anxiety. It's also almost always the biggest inhibitor of high performance. But the good news is that we can change our internal narrative. By harnessing the power of positive self-talk, we can foster a healthier and more powerful mindset. So negative self-talk, it's that little voice inside our head that tells us that you're not good enough, that you're not smart enough, or you're not capable enough to do something. It's that internal critic that questions your ability and undermines your motivation. And this type of self-talk, it stems from various sources in our lives. It could be from our past or from societal expectations that we don't feel like that we're meeting. It even can be well-meaning feedback from other people that we've internalized over time. See, the impact of self-talk that's negative, it's profound. Even in the research, it shows that it can significantly affect our mental health, leading to increases in stress and anxiety and depression. It can also erode our confidence, making us less likely to take on new challenges or pursue the goals that we would like. And when we're constantly bombarded with negative messages, it becomes harder to believe in our capabilities and maintain motivation and that drive to move forward and to progress and to grow. Now, understanding the science behind self-talk can help us to appreciate why it's such a powerful impact in our behavior and on our behavior and performance. You see, self-talk is essentially our internal dialogue, the way that we talk to ourselves. And according to cognitive behavioral theory, our thoughts influence our emotions and our behaviors. But by challenging our self-talk, we can have the ability to change our thinking and our actions. Neuroscience research actually shows that the amygdala is a big part of this. This is the part of the brain that is involved in processing emotions, and it's sensitive to negative stimuli. And studies suggest that negative experiences are more readily stored in our memory compared to positive ones. And this then is why we remember the negative often more than the positive. And this heightened sensitivity in our amygdala can lead to a persistent internal dialogue that focuses on our perceived shortcomings and failures rather than on our achievements and our potential. Studies have shown that positive self-talk, on the other hand, can enhance our performance. It can improve our coping skills during difficult times, and it increases our overall well-being and resilience. Research in sports psychology has demonstrated that athletes who engage in positive self-talk perform better and have greater resilience in the face of challenges. And this principle extends beyond sports to various areas of our life, including academics, work, and our personal relationships. So let me give you some practical strategies to harness this positive self-talk. The first one is to reframe your negative thoughts. One of the most effective ways to counteract negative self-talk is to reframe those thoughts. A reframing technique called cognitive restructuring involves identifying negative thought patterns and challenging them, challenging their validity. For example, you could catch yourself being negative, maybe catch yourself saying, I'll never be able to do this. Well, you can reframe that to, this is challenging, but I can learn and improve with practice. Neuroimaging studies have actually demonstrated that cognitive restructuring engages the prefrontal cortex. It's a region associated with the executive function and emotional regulation, and it helps us to mitigate the effects of negative self-talk. Another study found that cognitive restructuring techniques were effective in reducing symptoms of depression and anxiety. Here are a few examples of cognitive restructuring. So your original thought might be, I'm terrible at giving presentations. So you want to ask yourself, is this true? Is it true that I'm terrible at giving presentations, or I'm a horrible presenter? Or is this an overgeneralization? You may ask yourself, have I presented successfully before in the past? Have I successfully delivered a presentation before? And then we want to change this. We want to reframe the thinking on this, even if we have to force it. And we could say something to ourselves like, I can learn from this experience and improve. Or this is an opportunity to build my presentation skills. Here's another one. Maybe you're saying to yourself, well, everyone must think I'm incompetent. Well, we could ask ourselves what evidence supports or refutes this belief. We could say one presentation doesn't define my entire career. Or we might say I can seek feedback from my team and work on areas of improvement. These are just some examples of how you take a thought that you catch yourself in, this negative self-talk, you ask yourself some evaluation questions around it to see if it's really valid, and then finally you replace it, even if you have to force it over time. But when we force ourselves to think differently, then we actually send a message to the brain. We signal to the brain that we want to think about something in a different way. We actually can change and rewire the brain in that way. The second strategy is to use affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements that we repeat to ourselves to reinforce a positive mindset. But here's an issue. Don't discount affirmations. They get a bad rap due to pop culture comedy parodies, like the fictional psychologist Stuart Smalley on Saturday Night Live. Several decades ago. His strategy of looking in the mirror and stating, I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me. That has unfortunately become the concept people think of when they think of affirmations. But that's not the truth. The truth is that affirmations are used by some of the most successful athletes, musicians, artists, and business leaders to guide their thinking and prime their daily mindsets. Even research supports this. Research suggests that these self-affirmations, they activate the brain regions associated to self-processing and valuation and promoting positive self-concepts and behaviors. So if we can incorporate these things daily into our routine, it can actually help shift our self-talk towards a more positive, empowering perspective and direction. So the key then to effective affirmations is to make them specific, realistic, and in the present tense. For instance, instead of saying, I will be successful, you can say, I am capable and prepared for success. Here are a few other examples that you can use. I am capable of achieving my goals and dreams. Every challenge I face is an opportunity to grow and improve. I am worthy of success and happiness. I have skills and knowledge to excel in my career. I am constantly learning and evolving. I handle stress and challenges with grace and positivity. I am confident in my decisions and actions. You can build your own as well. Just think about, how do I create a positive statement that really has validity and that can support what I want to do? So So let me give you just a few steps to take to begin to harness the power of positive self-talk, because it requires practice and commitment. It requires becoming aware of your internal dialogue and making a conscious effort to shift from the negative to the positive. So here's the first step. Number one is awareness. Begin by paying attention to your self-talk. Notice when negative thoughts arise and what triggers them. The second thing is to challenge them. Question the validity of your negative thoughts. Are they based on facts, or are they irrational fears and assumptions? The third thing is to reframe. Replace your negative thoughts with positive, realistic, alternative thoughts and phrases. And then focus on your strengths and your capabilities in them. And then number four is affirm. Use positive affirmations daily to reinforce a positive mindset. Write them down and repeat them regularly. And finally, the fifth step is have some self-compassion. Treat yourself with kindness and understanding. Honor yourself. Acknowledge your efforts and progress, even when things don't go perfectly. Now, by incorporating these strategies into your daily routine, you can transform your self-talk and in turn, your overall mindset. Remember, change doesn't happen overnight, but with consistent effort, you can create a more positive, empowering internal dialogue that enhances your motivation, your confidence, and your well-being. Well, I hope this video was helpful for you, and I hope you have a magnificent day.